Hi and welcome back to Kotak Securities YouTube channel and the host Indra Chaudhary. In this video, we are going to talk about Kotak Energy Opportunities NFO. To know everything about this NFO, we have with us Mr. Mandar Pawar, Senior Vice President, Equity Research of Kotak Mahindra AMC. Mr. Pawar, thank you so much for joining in. Let's start with the first question. Could you please tell us about Kotak Energy Opportunities Fund?
Thanks, Indu, for giving us this time. The primary objective of this fund will be to capitalize on the opportunities that exist within the energy fund. And we are not seeing this as an energy fund, but it is an energy opportunities fund. So what we are also trying to capture here is, yes, there will be certain investment stock plays which will be available within the oil and power sector, which are some, part of the energy sector. So therefore, we see energy growing, the demand growing, and to meet this demand, the capacity has to grow, and that is what will present the opportunities within the sector. So be it within the oil and gas, be it within the power, or be it the capital goods which are part of this ecosystem helping us set up this demand or distribute the services and the product, we are looking to capture those opportunities within the fund.
Okay, so what is the investment objective of this fund?
So the investment objective of this fund will be to look at the companies which are going to be the beneficiaries of the growing energy infrastructure, the demand and the capacities that will come into this sector, which companies and which sectors benefit out of this. So we'll be looking at companies within the generation value chain, within the distribution value chain, and some of the companies which are also focusing on the renewables. We have come a long way in energy capacity addition. In the last 10 years also, we have almost grown our capacities by 80% from about 240 to 50 gigawatts to right now at about 450 gigawatts. From the coming 10 years, the capacity will again have to double from here. So 100% growth is expected, going up to 880 gigawatts. And the major contribution which will come from this will be from the renewable side. Renewables is probably around 30% of the total capacity base at this point of time. This is expected to grow to nearly 60%. And when we talk about the renewables, it will encompass the solar, hydro, nuclear, wind power. And when these capacities are being set up, there will be need for new technology, new equipments, and the Indian companies listed in this space within the capital goods sector or the infrastructure sector are capable of providing these equipments and this technology to establish these capacities.
So there are many types of investors are there in the market, like aggressive, conservative. So what category of investors can invest in this fund?
So I'll say both. This is a sector which has over the 10-year time frame, 5-year time frame, has been able to outperform Nifty 50 or Nifty 500, which is the broader index. So for example, in last 10-year time frame, where the broader market return has been about 11-12%, Nifty Energy Index has delivered about 16%. In the last 5 years, again, there has been an outperformance by about 300 basis points over the broader market returns. So the longer investor stays, they are able to generate returns better than the market returns, and that is easy to understand why it is happening, because we are in a phase where the India growth story is panning out, and it is not something which is going to limit itself for the next coming years, but it will continue for decades. And when we are in that phase where the economy is growing, the need for energy will also grow. The distribution of energy will also grow, the consumption of energy will also grow, and that is where these companies who are part of these energy sectors will see their businesses grow, their asset base grow, their profits grow, and that is where we are looking for the investor to stay with a long-term mindset. Ideally, a 3 to 5 year time frame is what they should have in mind, but the longer they hold, I think that much more rewarding it will be.
Going forward, we want to understand what are the key reasons to invest in energy themes.
Like I mentioned at the beginning, it is not just limited to one aspect, which is oil and gas, or one aspect which is power, but there is also capital goods, which is also a part of it. Now, this fund will be benchmarked against Nifty Energy Index, and if we look at the component of the Nifty Energy Index, about 53% is in oil and gas, roughly about 25% is in power, and about 22 or 23% is in capital goods. At this point of time, we are more positive on those capital good names sector, so most likely we will be overweight on that sector. We are more positive on power, which we see that in an upcycle, so that would be an overweight. Probably that underweight may be there in case of oil and gas at this point of time, come from this sector. There are also new emerging sectors such as EVs and data centers, which probably may be consuming right now at about 5% of the total power, but 6 or 7 years down the line, they may be consuming maybe around 20% of the power that is generated in the country. So that is another big area where the power consumption will happen.
So last question, if we look into the growth of Nifty Energy Fund, how it has performed over the past 10 years?
Nifty Energy Fund has delivered about 16% CAGR over the last 10 years. This is the data as on February 25 end. Compare this to Nifty 50 or Nifty 500, which has delivered about 11 or 12%. So Nifty Energy Index has been able to outperform the broader market. But at the same time, I also want to highlight a point that the energy index itself has undergone a change. Now the index earlier it used to be much narrow, limited to 10 stocks. Now it is more broader at about 40 stocks, which cover more sectors. There is more representation from the capital goods as a sector, and therefore we think the potential that this sector has to outperform the broader market is a key reason why an investor should be looking at it. We think right now the prices are right to re-enter into this sector, and that's the reason the investors should consider investing into this fund at this point of time. So thank you, Indu, once again for giving us this opportunity to explain this fund to your clients.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pawar, for joining with us and sharing all this information with us. If you want to know more about such upcoming NFOs, please subscribe to Kotak Securities YouTube channel and hit the bell icon. If you have any query related to this NFO, please drop your queries in the comment section. We will surely get back to you. Thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Indu Chaudhary.
Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.